Hello everybody. In this video, I am going to give an update on my portfolio and show you all of my positions. Let's get started. Right now, my portfolio is worth $207,261.72. In the past year, I am up $80,153.97. Year to date for the year 2025, I am up $51,832.35. The market was not open today. Today is Saturday. But I did make a lot of money on Friday because SoFi went up quite a bit, which I'll talk about later. But for my options, I'm selling AMD $165 covered calls. These expire September 26th. My return, $231. And this is something new, I think. I'm now selling SoFi $32 covered calls, expiring November 24th. Sorry, not November, October 24th. My return, I am down $2,496. For my cryptocurrencies, I have Bitcoin, Dogecoin, and Avalanche. For my stocks, I have 6,400 shares of SoFi. SoFi is at $29.55. My average cost, $5.70. My return, $152,650.05. I have 300 shares of AMD. AMD is at $157. My average cost, $176.78. My return, I am down $5,932.47. This is a margin account. My margin used is $20,145.20. I have $195,790.60 in buying power. So I'm at 207,000 right now. SoFi did go up quite a bit on Friday. If we look at the weekly chart for this, yeah, see, on Friday it was up over 5%. And in the past week alone, it's up about 11%. So SoFi is pretty much like the majority of my portfolio. So whatever happens with SoFi, it really affects what happens to my portfolio. And since it was up quite a lot recently, that's what is driving my portfolio upwards to where it is now. Now, I did change my covered calls. I think before I was selling, what was it, $28 covered calls? Yes. I think the strike price was at $28. However, I changed it to $32 and I changed the expiration date as well. So it was going to expire the end of next week on the 26th of September. However, I chose a new expiration date of October 24th. So basically a month later than when it would have expired before, as well as choosing a higher strike price of $32 rather than $28. And this is because I want to make room so that if SoFi does go up, I'll take advantage of those gains from SoFi going up in price, as well as collecting premium from selling these covered calls. So that's what I did. And I'm glad I did that, because if I still had the $28 SoFi covered calls, I wouldn't have been able to capture these gains from SoFi going to $29.55. So I'm glad I was able to do that before SoFi went up. Now, is it going to go up above $32? Possibly. I mean, there's still a lot of time left as well. I think it could. I'm going to keep a close eye on it, of course, because it's the only thing in my portfolio. I know I technically have AMD as well, but like the position size is drastically different from how much I have invested in SoFi. So I'm going to pay attention to what happens with SoFi, and if it does go to $32, or if it looks like it's going to go above $32, I might roll these out again to something later. The next time they report is at the end of October, so we'll see what happens during the next earnings call as well. But for now, that's what I chose to do, and hopefully it goes well. So far, it's been going well. I've been able to get some good gains due to the fact that I increased my strike price, as well as rolling them out to a further expiration date as well. Alright, so that's pretty much it. Not much to report. My portfolio is just so simple now. I only have a few positions compared to when I had before, where I had like, I think at least like 4 or 5 different positions. After I go to a stage where I don't have any margin used, and I show what my portfolio looks like without any margin used, from that point onward, I think I'm gonna get back into doing more covered calls and buying things on margin, particularly because the margin rates have changed. If we go to, what is it? Maybe explore your margin. I'm not sure how we get the... Oh, here we are. View all rates. Okay, yeah, see, since I'm using less than 50K of margin, my margin rate is 5.50% interest rate. But if I'm using 50K to 100K, my margin rate goes to 5.30% interest rate. And then if I'm using 100K up to 1 million, then my interest rate goes down to only 5%. So because the interest rates have dropped, it's more worth it. You know, I don't have to pay as much interest in order to use margin on Robinhood. Only 5%. And the first 1K is interest free with Robinhood Gold, which I do use. I do use Robinhood Gold. So I only get a 5% interest rate, as well as the first 1K is interest free. So I'm gonna take advantage of this eventually, right after I show what my portfolio looks like without any margin first. Now, speaking of that, my AMD covered calls expire on the 26th, which is next Friday. And this one does have a chance, not a huge chance, but it does have a chance of getting called away, which I want. I want them to get called away. In fact, maybe I'll even lower the strike price so that it has a higher chance of getting called away. So right now I picked a strike price of 165 and AMD is at 157. So pretty close, right? It is possible that it could go up to 165 next week. Although now with the news of Intel and Nvidia joining, well, yeah, I don't think that's going to happen next week. AMD going up to 165, but we'll see. Now, if it drops lower, I might just change the strike price to maybe 160, and then hopefully it goes to 160 and these get called away. But I really don't want to keep these. I might even bring it down to 155 if I need to. So yeah. So that's the plan going forward. And then once I do bring my margin down to 0 and then show my portfolio, I'm going to be going heavily into margin again like I was before. I'm planning to use at least $100,000 of margin. More than likely, I might even get to close to $200,000 of margin because it's available to me. So I might just take advantage of that. But yeah, that's the plan. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this update, and I just wanted to give a quick update on where my portfolio is at and what I'm planning to do in the near future. But that's pretty much it for this video. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like this type of content, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll keep on making more of these videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.